Voice of Boxing with you in association, of course, as always, with Loungers TV. And the big fights just keep on rolling. Anthony Kakache was fabulous last week against Lee Wood in Nottingham. How good has his last year or two been? And what a big night we've got tonight for the heavyweights. Yes, it's the rematch. It's Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen. Remember, Saudi, most people thought Dave Allen won that. Unlucky not to get the decision, and Johnny Fisher has to get it right tonight. But I'll tell you what, he's got a few fans here. It's going to be absolutely heaving inside the Copper Box Arena. Renamed the Copper Bosch tonight, of course. Thousands of Romford fans coming in to support Johnny Fisher. He knows most of them. Family, friends, they absolutely love him. Is it Johnny Fisher's night? Is it Dave Allen's night? Finally, after so long, to get his big performance. Big Dave Allen from Doncaster. They call him the White Rhino, the Doncaster de la Hoya. He's a cult character. He's a favourite. He's a friend of the Voice of Boxing. And he's a commentator on DAZN too. But is this the big night for Johnny Fisher? He's got the support. Will he produce the performance? Mark Tibbs thinks so. Johnny thinks so. And Big John does. Bosh! And let's get inside and catch up with some of those Romford Bull fans. Johnny Fisher's army inside the Copper Bosch. Who wins, Fisher or Allen?
Fisher. Go Big John.
Big John?
Big John is Allen, boy, that's the man.
Dave Allen?
Yes.
I think it's going to be another classic.
I think it finishes in 6. Either way. One of the two.
Either way.
Over in 6.
Dave Allen KO. Easy.
Dave Allen KO easy?
I think so.
He wins again?
No question.
No question. And he put him to bed.
Points, Fisher. 100%. Points, Fisher.
Dave Allen points. I think Dave Allen knockout.
Dave Allen knockout?
Knockout, yeah.
Well, apparently Johnny Fisher's going to win, but I know nothing about boxing. They just dragged me here.
Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher.
After the last one, he's got him this time. I reckon he'll get him this time.
Johnny Fisher by knockout or points?
I reckon he'll stop him.
No, I like Johnny Fisher, but...
You like Johnny?
Yeah.
Big John.
Big John.
Fisher.
Go on, Fisher.
Fisher. Has to be Fisher.
I'm Big John.
Big John.
Prince Azim.
Prince Azim. Very good.
Dave Allen. Just over points.
Bring this guy, hang on. I just want to know what's going to happen.
Johnny Fisher.
Johnny Fisher.
He won the first fight, 100%.
Johnny Fisher. Bosh.
What a night. Amazing story, isn't he?
The White Rhino, listen, he was making Johnny work. Yeah, at the same time, Dave Allen was walking him down. In 10 rounds, something is gonna land. Johnny was chucking good punches, but didn't have any power in them. And the Rhino could hear the thump. It was good fight, though. Listen, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. What about Johnny? What would you say to Johnny Fisher?
I don't say Johnny, I'm like Johnny, to be honest with you. It sucks. It hurts. It's gonna hurt you hard for the next month.
He's just salt of the earth, Dave. You know, everyone can relate to him. He's just an unbelievable man, honestly. He's just so down to earth. You're going to happen to a better human being. I'm buzzing, and yeah, I love him to pieces, and I'm just so overwhelmed. Can't believe it. He's a late burner. He's experienced. He knows. Keeps everyone on the edge of the seats, and yeah, brilliant performance tonight.
What's your reaction?
Good fight. Look, commiserations to Johnny. He did his thing. And congratulations to Dave Allen. It was a good, mature performance. I think he took his time on purpose. We kind of know the sort of fighter Dave Allen was. Yeah, look, I'm not going to say I'm surprised. I thought it was a fight that could have been either way. He didn't really let Johnny get comfortable in there. As soon as Johnny started to let his hands go, Dave Allen kind of closed the distance. And look, it's heavyweight boxing. It's interesting. And
it is interesting
to be a boxer.
I think Johnny was controlling with the jab, but being in there with Dave before, I know what he's like. I felt like he was walking him down, taking the shots when he wanted to strike, boom. And I thought it was perfect performance from both fighters. He's definitely someone we can look up to and thank in British boxing in general.
Finally, Dave, you get the belt, you get that victory. Emotional or calm, like you seemed to be when it all happened?
Yeah, very calm. Yeah, I think that's why I'm a better fighter now. I'm calm. I don't fight off emotion. I just
I fight off skill and experience. I'm a good fighter as well, a good skilled fighter, and showed that tonight. It was just the experience, really. That's the difference between us, just experience and know-how. Yeah.
He may have nicked a couple of the rounds, but you were closing that gap and really putting him to places that he felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know, that was the game plan, really. Wading in, everyone got a bit worried.
You weren't?
No, because you know what? I knew I was going to win the fight. I probably should have been a bit more professional. Probably should have waded a bit lighter, but I just knew I'd beat him. I could have went at 25 stone and beat him. That's how I felt. I was that confident. He went about it all wrong, I thought. He overdid it. He boxed and moved too much. Did too much. And I knew what he was doing. That's 2 rounds. Thought, keep going, keep running. Keep running. That was it. Just in my head, I'm thinking, keep moving, give enough rope, and you know. And I knew what had happened.
What did you say to him after?
He's my friend. He's always been my friend. Yeah, I didn't celebrate, so I knew it was okay because that's the most important thing. He's my friend, and I'd be gutted if anyone didn't get up at the count of 10. But he got up and he was all right, and we're going to speak later on. We're going to continue to speak, and if he ever needs any help with anything, boxing or otherwise, I'm here for him. We are genuinely friends.
Jamie, you've been in this sport a long time. There's ups, there's downs, and there's nights like tonight.
We've had our fair share of bad decisions, bad nights, you know, fair and square losses, and they're awful. The changing rooms are awful, but you cannot beat the changing rooms on a night like this. I'm so happy for Dave, so happy. You know, he's been one of those guys who's been around the sport, seems like forever. Cult hero. People have took a liking to him because he's relatable. When he came to me for the first Johnny Fisher fight, it was from zero starting point. He'd not been training, not been doing anything. He was probably 50-60%. And he gave a really good account of himself. And he came back to the corner at the end of the 5th round in the first fight, and he had a look on his face like I'd never seen before. And it was like that light bulb moment where he's like, I can do this. And I was like, see what I mean? This is what you can do when you apply yourself properly to it. After the fight, he was disappointed because he didn't get the decision, but he kept saying, I'm happy, you know. I'm happy because I've performed well, and that's all I wanted. Come back to Manchester and just started ticking over training. And I was like, there you go, that's all you've got to do. For the next time we get you fit, the point will be much higher. I'm so happy for him. He got in the ring and the whole place lit up, and I know they were all here for Johnny, but like you say, he's a cult hero, and everyone, you can't help but like him. That's the thing. For this night only, I want us to live in this moment for Dave Allen and go, do you know what? That was absolutely phenomenal.
Enjoy it, Jamie. Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks, pal.
The kid is a fighter and can fight. It's not unbelievable. It's not a surprise for us, but it's as good as it gets for me.
Tactics Nigel seems spot on, right? That he just found a way of manoeuvring Johnny Fisher into corners and places he didn't feel comfortable.
So we have a saying with making Dave comfortable being uncomfortable. But in fairness, he wasn't uncomfortable. He was just present. That omnipresent when he's there and he's just pushing and pushing and pushing, walking him down and making Johnny uncomfortable. It went a little bit better than we expected, in fairness. You know, you wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have had it that early, but it was just on it and on it and on it, and made Johnny work when he didn't want to work, and just dragged him out of his comfort zone. This is Dave Allen's night. I wish Johnny Fisher nothing but respect and love, and he'll be licking his wounds, and he'll be gutted, and I know that feeling happens, you know, and he can come again. He's young enough to, you know, to do some work in this gym, you know, to do some work in this game, and I believe he can have an effect. But tonight's Dave Allen's night.
Off you go. There's Parsons.
Charlie Parsons just leaving, and we are probably the last people, Charlie, to leave. Come here, Charlie Parsons, come here.
I'm actually
Charlie, come on.
We're doing an outro.
We're doing an outro, Charlie, for the Voice of Boxing.
Yep.
I'm delighted to have you with me.
Thank you.
What a dramatic night.
Emphatic. I love Dave, but I'm devastated for Johnny.
It's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah. But he did what he needed to do. He old-manned him. He didn't exert any energy in the first 4 rounds, and then came out gung-ho, and it worked.
It did work. Johnny had a little bit of success with the jab. He was doing all right, but just not making a dent on Dave as Dave kept moving forward, utilising his experience, his size, and some know-how.
Yeah, I mean, I thought at times Tony Bell, you just said it on Small Talk there, left it open for too long at times, which allowed Dave to just have the opportunities to come in, clip him on the counter. He'll come again. I think the immediate rematch was too soon. But Dave's a great guy. So A good man won, and also, Adam, I was thinking, we listened to your commentary lines afterwards. One, absolutely fantastic as always, and I mean that. But two, what an advert for British boxing. When we have these big events at home, whether it be up in Manchester, London, whatever, so good. The atmosphere was fantastic. The card was really good tonight. Just nice to be involved in big domestic fights like that.
Amazing night. Finally, what's next for Dave at 33? Do we want a homecoming in Doncaster? We've got a big show next week with GBM, and he's got fighters on the bill. It's fantastic. He's so involved in the sport, and he deserves a sort of a dance, doesn't he, in Sheffield, in Doncaster, with all his faithful there.
Eddie said a homecoming in Sheffield next. I think he's going to be back under the Matchroom umbrella. So very full circle there. And he deserves it, by the way. He said to us, I don't want to bother, trying to do this fringe world level stuff like that. Stick me in with good British domestic names and give me some dust-ups. And that's what I like. I think if he's headlining, that makes sense.
I went into Johnny's dressing room. Obviously, he's devastated. He's gutted. But he says he's going to... And he's upset for the friends and family. I think he feels he's let down. He's let no one down. But he says he's going to win an English title. He's going to win a British title, and he's going to get back. And you've got to give so much credit to him for being so brave and so respectful for the sport. And you've got to love him as well.
He's such a lovely bloke. I was lucky enough to spend a week on holiday with him in Australia at the start of the year. And I said, Johnny, just go and have an 8-rounder and just jab the nut off some random Romanian geezer or whatever, and he said, no, I just want to go straight back into it. He absolutely loves it. When he set out to do this, it was to win an English or a British, and I hope he does it. He won't lose any fans in there tonight. He's always been fantastic. He's such a classy, lovely geezer. So hopefully we see him again. A little bit of a rebuild now, a little bit more sensible, and we see him back.
It's a pleasure to have you on The Voice of Boxing.
I'm honoured. This man is the GOAT, by the way. I don't mean to break all the professionalism. I love Adam Smith to pieces. I watched Adam Smith on the TV growing up relentlessly. Now when I'm in Riyadh, I sit and have dinner with him. He's an absolute legend. So for him to be giving the mic to me, I'm gassed right now. I'm swooning, Adam.
Charlie, bless you. And that's a wrap, right? That's us done.
Well,
that's finished.
I say
it's a wrap.
Call it, and then you say that's a wrap.
Okay.
Call it.
It's a wrap. There we go. It's a wrap from both of us.